Hi there, welcome back. Today we're going to talk a bit about steering racks. Steering racks were introduced to the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 2, late 77 I believe. They improved the handling of the car a lot as far as I'm told. The way you can tell the different type of racks you might have are the early ones have this square mounted foot which is mounted up underneath the subframe underneath the car. There's a threaded plate that goes underneath, so this is mounted in and then the bolts go down through the subframe, through this mounting foot and into the threaded plate underneath. In the mid 80s, I think late 80s, they go to a threaded body, so the threads are actually directly into this casting or this part of the rack, so there is no plate. So this is the early type with the square mount and this is the late type, but I think they did run out of these at the factory and they supplied a mounting kit so that you had these little brackets off the subframe that you'd mount the later type of rack to. So it's always worth checking what type of mounting feet you have. Effectively, the Silver Shadow racks are part number UR70654. Then there's a right hand drive, that's the right hand drive one, and there's a left hand drive version which is UR70655. There is a Bentley one which gives you slightly heavier steering, but generally with the early cars you can get away with that. The oval mounts, there's either Bentley or Rolls, and they are significantly different in the weight of the steering. So that's a UR71818, which is I think is the Bentley one, and 71816 is the Rolls-Royce one, and the 71817 is the left-hand drive version of the Bentley one, and the 71815 is the left-hand drive version of the Rolls-Royce one. So if you do find that your Bentley has got particularly heavy steering and you don't like it, then you could fit a Rolls rack to make the steering lighter. The idea behind it is that Bentleys, you should be able to feel the road more because it's more of a sportier feel, and the Rolls-Royce should be a lot more just easier to drive and park. The later cars, Arnages, ended up with a active steering so that at low speeds it was lighter and at high speeds it was heavier to feel the road. But these are a bit tricky to take off the car because the bolts go up. They're done from on top, so they have a special tool at Bentley that it's like a question mark. So the socket is on a hook that goes up, and you end up putting a breaker bar on that and having to undo it. There is another way around that. Snap-on do a ratchet, a little stubby 3/8 drive ratchet with 3/8 holes at the end and on in line with the actual drive, so you can put it upside down, put an extension bar underneath it, and then fit a breaker bar to the extension bar. That's generally how you do it if you don't have the special tools. You may be able to get to the bolts from on top, but then you have to have someone catch the rack underneath. But apart from that, there's the track rods bolted to the front, and there's a big block here which hold the track rods, and two 11/16 bolts go through that lock tab. It's worth replacing that lock tab each time because it may not hold the bolts properly. We do also do a kit for these racks, which is here. You get the gaiters, you get all the internal seals and everything, but it is a bit of a specialist job, so I wouldn't recommend anyone just to strip out a rack and try and replace all the seals. I think that's pretty much all I can say about racks at the moment. These take you up until the end of the SZ range, so they come in at Silver Shadow 2, and all the Spirits and Turbos have them, and then they changed when they introduced the Arnage. The Arnage uses a ZF steering rack, probably similar to BMW. But the other thing to say, that the fluid that you use effectively is automatic transmission fluid. It's a Dextron fluid on these, and when you do change a rack, what you'll find is, because it's full of air when you fit it, you'll start the car and the pump will be really noisy. You'll growl away for quite a while, so you just turn the car lock to lock, try and work the steering through and fill all the voids with the oil. Be careful not to turn the car off while the pump is still so noisy, because what's happening is it's actually mixing air with the oil, and when you turn it off, the foam just starts to rise up from the pump, and you'll end up just having an overflow of power steering fluid coming out the pump. So be careful when you turn the car off if you've just fitted a new rack, because it can you can cause it to overflow like that. That's pretty much it. If you do have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and we're going to do our usual giveaway of the Bentley cap and free goodie bag to the first person that answers our question on Facebook. The question is, what is the earlier type of steering system called? The official term. This is a rack and pinion. So you have the steering column comes down here, and you've got a rack and the pinion. So the earlier type of system, what is it called? And the first person to answer on Facebook gets the free cap and the goodie bag. Thanks for watching.